We are in the final weeks of another Earth revolution. Autumn's end is nigh. The winds of winter return despite having been around for years, but will likely never truly finish. This solstice brings people together around that evergreen tree as they give happiness to loved ones while watching timeless holiday entertainment. There are the inevitable debates about whether or not certain classics truly are Christmas movies. Nonetheless, join myself and my esteemed guests as we commence a Nerdporeal holiday special. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first Nerdporeal, or first episode of season 2 of Nerdporeal Holiday Chat. I'm going to kind of rebrand and call it Nerdporeal Holiday Chat instead of special. I don't want people thinking that this is the actual movie. This is actually just a live stream, right, Dreadroberts?
Right, that is exactly right.
So what's up? Thanks for doing this, man. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't, check out our stream where we talked about The Fly, and it was a great stream, and Dreadroberts is a great guest, and that's why I wanted to bring him on again to talk about Jingle All the Way, featuring Arnold.
Arnold, watch the movie, put it in, turn the remote, turn on the TV.
Put it down, put it in now. You know, so.
I haven't seen this movie in forever. It was just been such a different experience seeing it as an adult and just watching how absurd and crazy the world is, but it's also so fun too.
It's just watching this type of movie just takes you back to an earlier time when movies just were that formulaic, but they just felt so good, even though they made no logical sense, but they felt like the ending is such a feel-good ending, even though it makes no sense whatsoever. The whole movie makes no sense. That's why it got panned by critics. Somehow Ebert gave it 2.5 stars. So but I remember it getting panned like all over. Like it had 1 star in the Chicago Tribune, 1.5 star in the Sun Times. So I was always under the impression this was a crappy movie, even when I was a kid. But it was funny. Like we rented it, or we went to see it, and my dad really liked it. And so we saw this movie several times. We rented this movie several times. So I haven't seen. This is my first time today seeing this as an adult too. So you're not the. Yeah, so this is awesome, man. So thanks for recommending this one. So I'm gonna pull up the screen.
This is such a fun movie because it made me really obsessed with that toy as a kid. I know that's one of the biggest things I remember besides Arnold being in the movie. But this movie is so fascinating because it's absurd. Like the entire world of this movie is absurd, but the message is so wholesome that you walk away loving it, and you kind of just want some more after your first viewing. And it's just kind of fun to go back years later and experience it all over again.
So you got to tell me, what was your history like? What? So you said you saw this as a kid, right?
Yeah.
All right. So was this like your first Arnold movie?
Oh, no. I think my first Arnold movie was Total Recall, and I wasn't supposed to watch it. Way back, I was not supposed to watch it, but I did. And then I just kind of got on board with that. And then my next one after that was Terminator 2, I believe. And then I saw Terminator 1 after that.
Okay. So I saw Terminators. I saw the Terminators on TV first. But before we even go into that, are you drinking anything? Because I'm going to tell everybody what I'm drinking right now. So.
Oh, no. Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm water. Ice tap water.
You're drinking water? Oh, you're a healthy individual. By the way, Gadfly Fiction's here. What's up, Gadfly? How you doing? So in the spirit of this movie, I'm making a hot chocolate, like real hot chocolate, not hot cocoa. So hot cocoa is just, water and Swiss Miss. This is Swiss Miss and milk. So it's a little more on the calorie side. But I'm going to add some peppermint schnapps. Tastes like cool mint Listerine, but it tastes really good with hot chocolate. So that's what I'm going to be doing right here. Pour some in, give it a little kick. And then I got some whipped cream here too. Yeah, I know. I got some whipped cream. I'm gonna put some on top, just like Phil Hartman did in the movie. So I'll do it right now.
You have to have that devious, creepy smile too.
So I can't do the Phil Hartman. I cannot do the Phil Hartman creepy smile. Maybe I can find that. Let's look. Let me see. I got it. Let me see.
Looks like the Joker in some scenes.
There he is. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. By the way, what's up, Prophet? He says just melt a whole bunch of Hershey's chocolate with milk. Well, that's one thing. That's one. I used to do that with chocolate chips, semi-sweet chocolate chips when I was a kid. So we didn't have any. We didn't buy Swiss Miss. We didn't buy chocolate syrup. Just something that my folks didn't allow. So look at this. Yeah, look at this. Look at this beautiful thing.
That's gorgeous.
So not as gorgeous as the movie. Let me see if I can find the hot chocolate in the movie. This is they show the hot chocolate with the Christmas carolers. Here's one thing though. In my neighborhood, we never get Christmas carolers. Prophet, Gadfly. Let me know if you guys ever had to deal with Christmas carolers. About you, Dread. Have you or Kyle? Right?
Yeah.
Let's make this first name. If that's okay with you.
That's totally fine. I never really had carolers come to my house, but I had my church always try to involve me in caroling in front of houses.
Mm-hmm.
It was a total nerve-wracking experience, but I mean, it's fun, but unless the people are annoyed, and so I haven't done it since then. But yeah, we had some ups and downs with caroling.
I have a group buried in my backyard from last night.
Nice.
What's up, Dempsey? Yeah. Thanks for being here. So we got 6 people watching. Don't forget to hit the like button. Share this with people. Say, hey, Nerdporeal's here. I'm showing for myself because I'm a good person. Dreadroberts, tell them why they should share out the stream.
Oh, you should share out the video because this is the kind of movie that Hollywood won't make anymore, either due to embarrassment or just because they've lost touch with old-fashioned, funny movies that make no sense that we all just love no matter what. And this is one of them, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Christmas movie. And Christmas, it's all about Christmas right now. So yeah, people should be talking about this one and just reminiscing on the good old times with friends.
Right here, this is what I was talking about. See, look how nice and neat that is compared to this. Like, I'm lucky this didn't spill on me right here. So, still, look at that creepy. Like, no matter whenever Phil Hartman, may God rest his soul, he's been gone. He's been no longer been with us for 25 years, over 25 years now.
He's the Joker of Christmas.
Look at that smile. Like you wouldn't trust this guy with your dog. Or your cat.
He looks like a married man, but as far as I understand the movie, he doesn't have.
He's divorced.
Of his own. Yeah.
He's divorced. That little. I'm gonna sound problematic. That little. I'll say the kid's abundant in certain places. This kid right here. That's his son. That's his son. He's supposed to be Jake Lloyd's best friend here. So.
That's so funny.
I think Phil Hartman's character was screwing Arnold's. He was trying the movie. He's trying to the movie. It says unrequited feelings. I don't know, Dread. What do you think? Or Kyle, what do you think? Do you think something was going on?
No. I mean, I don't think that she was kind of pushing him off, and he had a history with other people's wives from what I saw in the gym scene. Like all these wives were like, can you fix my brush? Can you trim my bushes? And all these weird things they're asking him for. And it becomes very clear that he's a womanizer, but she's always like brushing him off and everything. So I didn't get that impression.
And what's up, Salty? no, something inserts. Yeah, I know, right? I know it's just it, but like I said, there's no logic. There's no logic in this movie, but yet it's so funny and it makes you feel good. It's funny. You would think that they would be saying that to Arnold. You would think all the women would be saying that to Arnold, say, "Oh, I want you to do this," because he's Arnold. Like you should like the way you ever see Kindergarten Cop? Yeah. That's how the women, the teacher and the women in that movie reacted to him. They're like, they're like, "Oh, I want to do stuff with you." Just women,
and now it's the shoes on the other foot.
Yeah, but now, and it's what's weird is this we're all going after Phil Hartman. Why Phil? Why? Like that's what's so absurd. Like you're right, like you said, it's so absurd right here. And what was it? Because that creepy smile or something? Probably.
It seems like everybody in the movie is just like a super hyper exaggerated version of their characters that they're supposed to be.
Oh my god! So let's start at the beginning. So what is this Turbo Man? So Turbo Man's basically a Power Rangers like show, right? Power Rangers like show. So I think this was '96. Power Rangers was at like the peak. Well, maybe not the peak, but was at like the height of its popularity. And then you had all these other shows from Japan. Now this is supposed to be. I mean, this kind of looks like a superhero live action.
Looks
superhero
like a little
show.
bit of a mix between the two, like Japanese Power Ranger shows and then like American superhero shows with the big buff superheroes that they had in the 80s, like Captain America.
Yeah.
And when they had the Punisher movie with Dolph Lundgren, if I recall. And it would be no surprise that that's something that they were inspired by, or maybe they just, they had Arnold in mind the whole time too.
You know what? Just me hitting the shot right now. This looks very familiar in a bad sort of way, in a way that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to. You know the word that ends with the word that rhymes with political.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Salty. He basically said it right there. So, by the way, if you're watching new Doctor Who, watch Salty's video. He's been covering the show and he's killing it right now. So,
watch Salty.
This is Harvey Korman. This is Harvey Korman from Blazing Saddles, from Mama's Family, from the Carol Burnett show. That's him, and the acting is just so bad. Like the acting is so bad in this. It's just so bad. It's funny. And then also, I don't know if you recognize it, but you know who's, well, at least I don't know if this is the case in the show, but in the parade at the end, the actor that plays Booger in Revenge of the Nerds. You ever see Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes, absolutely.
The actor that plays Booger is the one that is in that costume, and nobody. What's funny is they have all the action figures of him, but nobody likes him. And so like that's why they have all the action figures. Like, we don't like him, and then the kids start beating up on him at the end of the movie. Yeah. But he's insufferable. He's pretty insufferable. He's like, you're supposed to be doing that. He's like a mix of Gilbert Gottfried, Iago from Aladdin, that very shrill, annoying voice. May God rest his soul too. That guy could tell a joke. And get canceled for it. So yeah, him, and he also sounded a little bit like Wallace Shawn, who was in Wally Shawn, who was in the, he played what's his name, Ravini or whatever his name is in The Princess Bride. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? That guy, Rossini, or the inconceivable. So this actor kind of sounded like a combination of both those other actors. Like for a second, I thought that was Wally Shawn, but that's not. Wally Shawn, of course, I know him from Star Trek: Deep Space Nine. Plays the Grand Nagus,
Yeah, and Booster is such a funny character too, because Arnold doesn't even know anything about his son's like superhero obsession, so he sees Booster and automatically despises him and like throws his action figure away. Booster is a cursed character.
You know what else is funny? What's funny is with Arnold not knowing anything about what his kids like. I think that was the case, especially when it came into big detail with my parents. So my parents knew what I liked pretty much. Like my parents were the ones that really got me into Nintendo stuff and stuff. The Star Trek thing was something I got into by myself. Well, my dad kind of kidded me into it. My mother to this day is like, I can't believe I raised a Trekkie. I was like, yeah, I know, I'm a nerd. Sorry, Mom, disappointed. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But like when it came to like really detailed stuff, like there'd be points where I'd be blown away by like a revelation in a show, like let's say Power Rangers, and I'd go up to say, blah, blah, blah. I'd be saying this, and I'd be saying, oh my God, this. And they'd be like, go. We don't care. I don't care. Go in your room. Go watch TV. Go keep watching TV. See in an hour. So the Nintendo, the TV, the Saturday morning TV, the Nintendo was my babysitter before they had all the tablets all the kids are doing now. So
I think a lot of kids did too, because that was me as well, and I just kind of assumed that other kids were dealing with the same thing. Nothing to do, just Power Rangers, all your favorite movies, good times.
By the way, what's up, CLS? Is that no? That's Harvey Korman. I know it. But this looks like something familiar. I know. I have to get this off the screen because this is selling the experience right here. There we go. And then this is the villain. I just love how you know what's funny about this. You know where they're shooting this. They're shooting this at Vasquez Rocks. This is where they shot Arena and the original Star Trek, where Kirk fights the Gorn creature. That's the same
scene.
It's the same
area.
Yeah, they've shot so many shows at Vasquez Rocks, like it's not even funny.
You know, when I first saw it, I thought of Starship Troopers. I was just thinking like desert bugs would come out of the crevices.
I'll have to see. I have to rewatch it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was shot at Vasquez Rocks as well. Probably not, but you know, it's one thing I miss. Something New Trek, especially the latest season Picard, but New Trek in general doesn't do. They don't shoot in Planet California anymore because that was the thing. Because of limited budget, they had to shoot like, you know, if they wanted to shoot outdoors, you know, they'd shoot like around LA area. And so here, so Vasquez Rocks looked as alien as possible. But wait, what's up, Brian? If you haven't watched, check out the Nerdporeal I did with him, where we went down memory lane. We just went down memory lane talking about stuff we used to watch. So check that out.
This bad guy, I feel really sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, sorry.
This guy is so funny. Like his power requires that he just like reaches down and hits his belt buckle as hard as humanly possible in order to teleport from one spot to another.
Mm-hmm.
The way that he just hits his belly, just swings right over with full arm strength.
Oh, really? I you know what's funny is I didn't pay attention to that. I just all I saw was I saw like a little bit of Star Trek because of the Vasquez Rocks and the Power Rangers and maybe a little old Flash Gordon, you know, villain, like bad acting. And look at that set. I mean, look at that set right there. And
classic.
And what's funny is I think this is supposed to be the president. This is supposed to be the president right here.
It looks a little bit too much like the president, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean the president in this show, obviously.
Right.
In this movie, I mean, right? Not talking about anything.
Absolutely not, of course.
And Dempsey has an interesting thing. Black hole is greater than Disney Star Wars. Have you ever seen the Black Hole? Disney's Black Hole, 1979.
Oh no, I have not. I have not actually.
Well, that's if you want to watch a good classic sci-fi 70s sci-fi, that's what Disney tried to bank. Disney attempted to bank on the success of Star Wars and Alien. Well, not Alien, but Star Wars. So they made their own little hole. Yeah. So it's like there's like this. They find this starship that has this mad scientist guy running it, and he's got all these evil robots at his command. And let's just say the crew that gets there, it's an all-star cast of, you know, classic actors from the 60s and 70s. Nice. They come across this guy and they get into trouble. Some people get off, and there's a robot that's voiced by Roddy McDowall. If you know, Roddy McDowall is the voice of plays Cornelius and Caesar in the original Planet of the Apes movies.
Yes.
So he's the good guy robot, and he comes across. He has an immortal enemy on the ship that's the leader of the bad robots. So the whole ship's run by robots except for that German mad scientist guy. And cool. The lead robot is like the good robot's mortal enemy. So it's a good little build up and payoff to it. But it gets so weird. Good. It gets so weird, like because the black hole is like it's a Disney thing, and the black hole basically, I'm gonna spoil it. The black hole basically leads you to hell or something like that. It's weird. It's a weird movie. It's that a weird movie.
What's that one movie? Something deep. No, not the Deep Horizon. It was that one horror movie in space.
You're talking about Event Horizon.
Event Horizon, yeah, that one.
Event Horizon basically is the black hole, and you know the thing I'm curious about is what would happen if they went down to that place, you know, that is unspeakable.
I can't even imagine. I would love to see it.
I would have been like, oh, because that's what what they call it is they call it Hellraiser in space. But what's funny is we're talking about that. We're not talking about that.
I know.
You derailed the stream. No, I'm kidding.
Back to this Christmas movie.
back to this Christmas movie. So these I for a second thought these guys, these little minions right here were like Power Rangers and all that. So that's that's kind of because they all have the different colored outfits.
Like the putties.
Yeah, and so when he fights them at the end, or no, not right. Okay, maybe like right here or something. It's there he is. There's Sinbad dressed up. I thought just the fact that he kidnaps, he takes this guy and he knocks him out and takes his costume. Like, wow, it's just like so convenient right here.
Strangely fitted perfectly, which is awesome.
And I like how the minions here are like, you're doing the choreography wrong. You're doing the choreography wrong. Yeah, this right here. It's the demon team.
Look how small they are. Oh my word.
I mean, Arnold's supposed to be like 6'2", 6'2". You know, he probably wears. I think he wears lifters. I think he wears lifters.
You think so?
I think so. Like, cause he's standing next to Sinbad. Sinbad's like 6'4" or something like that. So he's not. Wow. I mean, yeah. So I don't know. The same thing with Stallone. Same with Stallone. Like everyone who's told me who's met Stallone says he's like 5'6" or 5'7".
Yeah.
So yeah. So he's shorter than me. So
that's good.
So we meet what's his name? So we're in the Twin Cities here, and we meet Arnold's character is Howard Langston. So Howard Langston runs a mattress business right here. So he runs a mattress business. His son's a big fan of Turbo Man. That's what this show is. Yep. And so he's supposed to. So he's been having a problem lately, keeping his promises. That's basically the theme of this movie. The theme of this movie is you got to keep your promises. You have to do it. You have to. If you promise your kids shit, you gotta deliver. If you keep doing it, they're not gonna like you. They're gonna be like, screw you, Dad.
Right.
So
that's right.
So what I especially loved about the end of the movie was like Arnold was thinking the only way to really get his, to make up for all of his absence to his son was to try and get the Turbo Man, which he also forgot to do. So the way he stumbles and becomes Turbo Man and goes through that whole shebang at the end, which I thought was beautiful. I loved how like that was enough for his son to, not to give away the doll to Sinbad ultimately. I mean, that's the thing that I like the most. I think even though this movie makes no sense, and the characters are adult children, that was a great payoff at the end. And that like I said,
I think his son lived out a childhood dream for a lot of kids too, especially me. I think we've all had those moments when we were kids where we kind of wished that our favorite superhero would swoop in and save us from any situation. Yeah. So having that guy in your life for real and that actually being your dad, that's probably better than any action figure. Probably.
Yeah. And like you did, so that's why you kept secret, was because you didn't want me to know that I was, you're going to be in the parade. Because the other big thing was that they kept setting up was, Jake Lloyd's like, Dad, we're going to go to the parade. You can't do anything tomorrow. We're doing that. We have to. So,
the parade's coming.
Yeah. So I forget, like, was it karate or something? Yeah. So Jake Lloyd's in karate. Wow. I mean, well, This was the 8-year-old. This is young. This is like 7-year-old Jake Lloyd. This was before he became a Jedi. This was before he turned to the dark side, literally.
That's right.
And Arnold's like, oh crap, I have to leave. I have to go see my son. By the time he gets there, it's too late. And why is he too late? It's too late because he gets pulled over. He decides to shoulder on the highway right here. So bad decision right there during traffic. I've been there. There have been times where I've been tempted to shoulder. But the actor. Oh, look who's here. Why? Maybe his son's also in the. Maybe his son's also in the pageant. But why the hell is he there?
And look who he's sitting next to.
Who's he sitting next to? Oh, his wife. That's the wife right here. Yeah. And this woman's like, I want you to do this for. She's one of the series of women is like, I want you to do this for me.
Yeah.
I want you to bake my cookies for me. Your cookies are so good. Put the cookie down. All right, I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
Trim my hedges, please. Like, it's so difficult without a strong man here. And then she's just sitting there all awkward.
Yeah, it is executed a fairly clunky way. Sure. I still like the I like the ending. Was it the best way to get there? It was very clunky. I agree.
Yeah.
Material, the whole, commercialization of Christmas, got made popular by Charlie Brown Christmas. That which is going to be next week with Pop. So definitely tune in for that. But yeah, the whole commercialization. I mean, so what the idea for this? Where the idea for this movie came from? I'm reading it right here on Wikipedia because Wikipedia is correct on all this stuff.
Yeah, do it.
So apparently, you remember Cabbage Patch Kids?
Yes.
Remember the Cabbage Patch Kids? Remember how nuts it was to get a Cabbage Patch doll? That's what this. So Turbo Man is basically, a fictional version of the Cabbage Patch Kid.
Oh, inspired by Cabbage Patch?
Yeah, because of how sold out Cabbage Patch was in the 80s and 90s. Like, it was.
I mean, I heard about it for sure.
You couldn't get one. You couldn't get one at all, and parents were nuts about those things. And so, what's funny is not much has changed because you see the way the way they behave. It's like Black Friday on Christmas.
Yeah,
Eve.
like times 11.
Yeah. So Jake Lloyd is learning to become a Jedi right here. So he's getting his yellow belt right here, but he's disappointed because his dad's not there. And look at that face right there. So
yep, she's disappointed in that man.
What's up, Trip? How you doing? Prophet says Furbies. Was Furbies a big thing? I didn't remember Furbies was.
I do remember Furbies being a big thing.
Yeah,
and Tamagotchis, those little Neopets and those little Tamagotchi things.
Yeah,
those were popular.
And Furbies, they were basically knockoffs of, in my opinion, knockoffs of the Mogwai from Gremlins. Check out that Christmas special last year. All right, so but yeah, so yeah, I like that. I like that face right here. So he gets pulled over by the legend himself. Here he is. That's Robert Conrad. That's okay. Robert Conrad. You know what he was in? He was famous for?
What was he in?
You ever hear of a movie called The Wild Wild West with Will Smith and Kevin Kline? Well, that movie was based off of a 60s series. It was a Western spy series. So there was a lot of fights. There was a lot of violence. This gentleman is a Chad. This guy did his own stunts. There was one episode. So there's one particular recurring villain in that show. He's up against an evil genius little guy. I can't say the M word because, current day. So a little person. Great actor, Michael Dunn. He plays Dr. Lovelace. Well, Dr. Lovelace has a 7-foot tall bodyguard. And you know who that 7-foot tall bodyguard is?
Who?
Same actor that plays Jaws and James Bond. Richard Kiel.
Kiel.
Yeah, so 5'8", Robert Conrad versus manages to dispatch with martial arts Richard Kiel in a fight. Now this was a 60s show, but like he gets thrown about a couple of times by 7-foot tall Richard Kiel, but then he jumps and then he does a kick. He does like a kick midair, knocks him down, knocks him out cold.
Yeah,
to get to Dr. Lovelace. So. Yeah,
and
so this guy's a Chad. This guy was a Chad in the 60s.
I mean, he looks like he's seen some things. Just checking out his face.
Yeah, and he was also in Mission Impossible, the original series Mission Impossible. So once again, the movie franchise that was based off of an earlier 60s series. He was a very notable person that they were trying to take down. He plays an assassin in an episode, and he manages to be a step ahead of the Mission Impossible force, which is usually never the case. They're usually always 1 or 2 steps ahead of everybody else throughout the episode. We learn what the ultimate plan is and what they ultimately do and how they execute it. That was the fun of the old Mission Impossible shows. But he managed to be
a big deal.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't. Too bad he wasn't really like he wasn't. I don't know how many movies he was in, but Too bad he wasn't really, and he wasn't the star. I think he could have been a great A-lister. He had the presence. I mean, he wasn't tall like Clint Eastwood, but I mean, I think he could have had as much star power as many of the many actors. I mean, he was a great lead in the Wild Wild West.
I believe it because he has a really unique take on a cop, and he's just got that like striking personality where you kind of walk away remembering him. So I could totally see that.
I think the episode that I'm talking about was called "The Night the Wizard Shook the Earth" or something from season 1 of the Wild Wild West. It was black and white. So, but yeah,
that does sound pretty cool though.
And what's funny is when I was seeing this, I didn't realize that was him. I don't even know if my dad realized that was him because my dad was a big fan of Robert Conrad. So, so he was the Will Smith character before. And the thing is, back Wild Wild West, reason why they chose Will Smith was because he was a rising star, and he had a chemistry. It wasn't because of the reasons that they cast people now. Right. Nobody cared about that back then in 2001. He was just a good actor. Just a good actor. He had a chemistry. He had a charm. He had charisma. He had chemistry, and he had a presence. He had a lead, and he was a good lead. I mean, everybody says that movie sucked though, but you ever see that?
Because I remember Will Smith in Wild Wild West. Like his partner could not even I know that he's someone I don't remember who he is, but I always remember Will Smith in Wild Wild West because of his acting skills in his career.
It was Kevin Kline. Kevin Kline was Artemis Gordon. So Jim West is the lead of Wild Wild West, and Artemis Gordon was the partner. He was he was the man of disguise. So it was like as a combination of a Western and a spy thriller, but with villains. It's not as campy as Batman, but the villains were pretty over the top.
They were. They had a little steampunk vibe going on, and then and he was literally a mustachy, twirly guy with some gadgets, but it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So this is Robert Conrad, and Robert Conrad. I like how he keeps he appears here. He keeps Arnold from making it to his son's thing. But hey, he's in the right here. You can't shoulder. If you shoulder, you gotta get pulled over. But I like how he just talks back to him. He's like, okay, get out of the car. he does the walk test. I forgot what they call the walk test. He's like, say the alphabet backwards. He's like, you son of a. He's like, you son of a. And then poor Jake Lloyd just can't get a thing. And then there's that's Robert Conrad again. Don't you feel bad? Don't you feel bad?
Some really dramatic music with Jake Lloyd crying here. Like it was heavy orchestra coming down on this kid's sadness.
Yes, I miss that. I miss this era of movies where you had that type of thing.
Yeah, he was such a. I honestly, when I first saw this movie, I thought that it was one of one of the Zach and Cody twins, but just a few years prior. But I later found out that that was not the same kid.
Yeah, Zach and Cody's a little after my time. That's what's their names, right? I forget those actors. I think one of them's in like the Archie comic show. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, he went all big and got in a bunch of shows, and then his brother, I haven't seen him in much. I think he's in something recently, but that's
Oh, okay. Oh, we got Miss Maren Muse is here. What's up, Miss Maren Muse? How are you?
Hello.
So poor Jake Lloyd misses his dad, and just I like the mom's like, damn you, Howard. Well, actually, no, this is not when she says it. It's when he's on the phone later in the movie when she's like, damn you, Howard. I'm getting some Home Alone, even though this is the Twin Cities. I'm getting a little Home Alone vibes. Very quiet suburban neighborhood. With Christmas decorations all over. And why is Phil Hartman on his roof? He's like, what the hell are you doing on my roof, Phil? Well, not Phil. I forget what is it.
What was he doing on his roof?
He was fixing the lights because he is just because he's divorced. He's just overcompensating with everything. Like he's putting up lights on his neighbor's trees, his neighbor's wife's house. And then he has a reindeer to make his son's Christmas really special. So the guy is super insecure to the point where he feels he has to overcompensate in every aspect of his life. And what's funny is, I mean, I've never been married, but when it comes to not having a lot of friends growing up, I tend to, when I do have a friend, I tend to overcompensate. I have a tendency to overcompensate. So I know, I get it, but not this guy's level. Not this guy's level, though.
I don't know if it's more impressive that he's so over the top and consistent with his flirtiness, or Arnold's just his restraint and not choking this man to death at any given moment.
Yeah.
In Minecraft.
Yes. Oh, poor Jake Lloyd. He's just not happy. He runs away. And he's like, what can I do to make it up? And then, of course, hey, Turbo Man. You know what I like? If you look at the background, like Captain America. So look at Marvel, and then look at him. Look at Arnold trying to do Karate Kid right here. Whoa,
yeah.
Let me.
That's a great shot.
I'm gonna go put it back a little bit, see if I can make it away with this. And he's making the sound, yeah, like that. He's just like, I'm not buying it, dude. He's like, I'm not buying it.
How old is he? Like 5 or 6 in this movie?
Jake Lloyd. So this is 96. So I think he was 6. I think he was 6 or 7.
Dude, but
so,
my kid would be laughing his butt off if I did something like that. Like he'd be dying on the floor laughing. And this kid's just like, oh, whatever, Dad. What are you doing? Trying to be a super ninja.
Nas, you want to marry me? I didn't think you cared. So. Salty says, I see this kid and all I think is of his dead sand people. I slaughtered them like animals, not just the men, but the women and children. Yep. I hate them. Sorry, that wasn't Jake Lloyd. That was Hayden Christensen right there. So
yeah, it's not who we hate now; it's who we hate later. That's why you're getting the talk, Jake.
Yeah, and so like I like how his wife is reminding him, oh yeah, that was the gift, the turbo. He's like, I'm gonna go get the Turbo Man. I'm gonna make it up to my son. You do realize that you were supposed to get that 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah, it's at the office. And she's like, well, that's good because you can't find it anywhere. And I like his reaction when they're in bed. I like his reaction when they're in bed. Like he like, let me see. I used it in my.
What he does there.
He's just like this. He's looking at the camera and bug-eyed.
He's all shocked.
Shell shocked. This right here. Yeah. He's just like, oh, he's like, I am screwed. And so he
does that really well.
Yeah, and so here's a weird thing. So here, like all of a sudden, he walks outside, and this reindeer just wants to kill him. Oh yeah, here, Jake Lloyd's telling him to, hey, you gotta come back for the parade. You gotta come back for the parade. He's like, I'm not gonna miss it. Swear, pinky promise right here.
I'll be there, son.
And look at that. Look at this reindeer. Look at this reindeer.
Yeah, he's crazy.
What I like is, even though like this, once again, this movie doesn't make sense. I like how this is like the setup part, and then it pays off when he breaks into his house because he pissed him off so much he was willing to steal his son's gift. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's
okay. Sorry.
It's so funny because you mentioned the crazy things just hit the fan, and they kind of hit you out of nowhere because the film isn't really like that at the beginning, at least from what I remember. Like everyone was kind of a little absurd, but you thought that all the absurdity was in like the TV show of Turbo Man. Everyone's acting normal, and then once he starts going after this toy, like reality just starts to bend against him. And everyone starts acting crazy.
So Gadfly says reindeer wanting to kill people is pretty normal, bloodthirsty, vicious creatures. And he's Canadian, so I wouldn't doubt anything he says right here. Then he's a scholar and gentleman. So
nice.
Hail. All right. So
hail.
All right. So they got this nice little setup right here. There's, oh my God, that face, that smile. Like, don't you? I just want to punch him right now.
He's just a serial killer. That's what he is.
Yes, I'm just like, this guy's like,
hey. Like what?
Yeah, like not even like even Ned Flanders is somewhat likable.
Exactly.
This guy you don't like him right away.
Flanders without Jesus.
Yes. And I like how so they're trying to get to the store. It's all lined up. The only time I ever had to line up for something was Nintendo Wii back in the day.
Yep, that was crazy.
Yeah, 2007. I think I didn't get like the system came out in 2006, but I didn't get the system until 2007. I tried to go to a few places. It was lined up like this. I was like, okay, that's not going to happen. So 5 months later, I get the Sunday paper. I'm in college, and I'm like, okay, I am going to go 5 a.m. first thing in the morning. Wait outside. I'm going to stand outside for like 3 hours until the store opens, because I went to Target, and Target usually opens at 8 o'clock in the morning. I was not the first one there, but I was the second one there. I was the second one there, so I was able to get a console. So,
but people were camping out for the Wii, though. I remember that. That's why I couldn't get one for a while. Yeah, we were camping out of stores.
We were unlike this scene right here. We were actually pretty orderly. But we were still running. We were still kind of, what's funny is the people before were older. I think they were buying it for their grandkids or something. But we were kind of jogging. Once we got in the store, we were kind of jogging to the counter to make the purchase and all that. So it was it was a fun experience. I'll say that it was a fun experience.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So this is where we meet Sinbad right here. And Sinbad's just like, I need to do this. I can't. I didn't have time to. I didn't have time to freaking to do stuff. I've been, because being a mailman during this season is like one of the worst times. So he has no time to do anything. So he's desperate to get a Turbo Man for his son, and he's willing to do whatever it takes. And I think he randomly pulls a woman. He randomly pulls this woman right here out for no reason. He's just like, oh hey. Don't wear fur or something like that. I don't know. This was like how everybody's looking.
Something. He gets mad and then like grabs her and like makes a demand, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, don't wear fur. Why would you do that? Like, why would you get mad at her about that?"
Yeah, and then it just gets and then it just becomes a competition for like the rest of the movie. Like, so they're running in, poor bastard's getting run over by people. You see footprints on the door guy. And
they're all stomping on him. Just all over him, knocking people down off counters. Oh, that's crazy.
Look at him, poor stunt guy. Oh my gosh.
Like, that's hospitalization instantly.
Oh my gosh. I just want to play this whole thing. I wish if only copyright wasn't a thing. Oh, this part. So he's asking, do you guys have another Turbo Man right here? And this guy,
dude, this part's so nuts.
Yeah, I was just like, I like how he grabs and he's like, oh, then his tone changes right here, but like he's like, hey, this guy, and then look, then this guy.
Oh my word!
Oh my god, that mouth! Oh, I don't want to look.
It's so over the top. Like these guys, it's like they're doing it on purpose just so Arnold will punch him. Look at their faces. Like that's the kind of face you make when you want somebody to punch you.
Yeah, and look, this is he's holding them up like this.
Yep.
he's pulling both of them up. I like how they make him seem like he's 7 feet tall when he's not. Right here. Unless these guys are two really short dudes, but which I wouldn't be surprised. Look at these guys. And so I think so right now Sinbad kind of screwed him over. So they're looking for that. I think it was that same lady. I don't know if it's the same lady with the fur coat, but they end up going after. He ends up chasing her in the street.
Oh yeah, because she has it parked in the back of her car. Or no, she has it in her car, right?
Yeah.
And he sees it and he chases her down.
Oh yeah, and he's like, "Oh, booster." Nobody wants a booster. Who buys a booster?
Dude, Arnold has no idea. He didn't do a bunch of research on this guy. He sees Booster and he just hates him because he's a very ugly character.
Yes,
he's ugly and unpopular, and
he's
just
pink.
Knows it.
And he's pink.
Yep.
By the way, what's up, Matt? He says this is one of the best Arnold comedies. Sinbad and Arnold do have great chemistry. As good as Arnold and Jim Belushi. Jim Belushi's in this movie. He's the Santa Claus.
Yes, I did know that.
So him and so actually, what's funny is they were in a movie. They were actually in a movie in the 80s together. I forget what it's called. It's I think it's what movie was? Let me look it up right here. It was him and Jim Belushi. Let me see, what movie was that? So according to his figure, according to his stats, he's 6'2", Arnold.
So they did more than one movie together, Jim Belushi and Arnold.
Yeah, so him and Jim Belushi were partners. So Arnold was Arnold. So Jim Belushi plays an American cop. It's like a buddy cop movie, and Arnold plays a special representative from the Soviet Union.
Oh, I see.
What was it called? It's called Red Heat. It's called Red Heat. 1988. It's a buddy cop movie. Schwarzenegger and Jim Belushi. Yeah, and they actually cool. And they mentioned Dirty Harry. You know, or at least said Jim Belushi mentions Dirty Harry, and Arnold's like, what's a Dirty Harry? You know, even though Arnold himself is a huge fan of Dirty Harry, he's a huge fan of Clint Eastwood.
That's a good one. That's clever.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, I may know someone did a video on Dirty Harry. Just saying.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I'll have to. Dempsey, if you're still here, put it in the. I'm asking you, sir. Put the link to that video in the chat.
Do it.
All right, so yeah, Booster is nobody likes Booster. So.
Yep, do him away.
So I like this little montage here where he's going to a whole bunch of stores. It's sold out, and let's see. Wait, where was that? So he's pissed off. I like how they make good use of his strength for the comedy in this movie. Right
his face too. It's so expressive.
My favorite expression is the one that I use for the thumbnail, where he's struggling to get that lotto ball, because even though you have the ball, that doesn't necessarily guarantee you get the doll. You know,
yep.
And they had so many of them, and then everybody just went nuts. And like I love the shot of the balls going into the air, and you have the camera above and all that.
Yep.
Oh, where is that? I want to get to that.
And he loses track.
Yep, and then they run into each other again. You know, I like how characters just keep running back into each other, like good comedy, like a good comedy back in the day.
Small city,
very small city, and he bumps into he accidentally knocks the police motorcycle down, and can you guess whose guess whose motorcycle it is? Robert Conrad. You don't want to screw with Robert Conrad.
Yeah, even he's kind of shocked about this.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Man.
The mirror's gone. I forget. Does he run? I think he runs.
No, he tries to pick it back up, and the guy's just staring at him like he killed his dog, and then he feels bad.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're remember these things called malls? Remember these?
I remember, yeah. A time of ancient history and culture.
So another store, and here it goes. This is it. This is it. This is the ball part.
Are those the same dudes?
No, I don't. Wait, no.
The ones that he was like holding by the shirts.
No way.
No,
it's not them. No, it's two different.
It kind of looked like them. Okay. But you have that ceiling ball shot, like you mentioned. That was pretty good. Yeah. So, are you feeling lucky? Yeah. That's the link. Thanks, Dempsey. This is so funny. They were fighting over it. Yeah, these parents are. Man, I love this shot. Why would you even try to jump? Like, look how high he's jumping. Everyone else is just like, no, I'm good. He's just leaping. They're just lotto balls. Look, it's these adults acting like kids. It's so funny. Yeah, and aren't they all supposed to be with their families on Christmas Eve? Yeah, that's the problem. We're all of us slackers, all of us slackers, all of us. What do you call it? Last minute procrastinators. That's okay. Right. Dempsey. I actually have. I had a hard time making the decision. You know, Paul Kersey versus Dirty Harry, or Death Wish versus Dirty Harry. I just watched Death Wish not too long ago. OG 1974. Still a great movie, but it's a little too on the nose compared to Dirty Harry with its themes and all that. So I think Dirty Harry is the better movie. That's my take. All right. Okay. Back to the vid, or back to the jingle all the way. So like they're fighting over the balls. This part, this is my thumbnail. Yep.
They're
That's
biting
great, too.
him. They're biting him, and freaking he gets mazed in the face. so oh, I mean, it's hard. It's just like, yeah, this is it.
But you know what? This kind of happens now, doesn't it?
Oh my God. Yeah. Especially Black Friday, go to Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's chasing this ball like it's alive.
Yep.
All right. I gotta make sure I don't leave this on too long. Now they're playing the tray pack part of the Nutcracker right here. And like, so they're just that ball just keeps going and going and going. Yeah. He's going down the escalator. There you go.
Now you're just kind of risking it all, Arnold. Come on.
Yes, it is. And then it lands. So it lands in a kid's stroller. It lands in. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Bush is exactly right. This movie is a cartoon. He is absolutely that is spot on. And it lands in this little. I'm assuming that's a little girl.
It's tough call.
Yeah, I think
you know what? Yeah, it seems like a boy to me. I kind of wore things like that at the age of 3 or 4.
He's like, oh, I think he says little girl. I think. All right. I don't want to assume anybody's. I don't want to assume anything, but he's going through the tunnel. I remember this back in the day, going in the ball.
Look, parents, we still do this. Okay, parents know we still do this. Every time we take our kids, oh no, I just want to keep an eye on him. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So so like here's like, hey, can I have that ball? I'll trade you for a purple one. And then the moms just start smacking him with their purses. And then all the moms start.
Yeah, he's getting absolutely destroyed.
Keep
pulling him out. Oh no, he's trying to get out.
He is.
I wonder if the director just said, like, go all out on Arnold.
And that's actually Arnold. That's not a stunt guy taking that.
It's him being hit. Okay.
He's taking it.
Well, I was saying, like, maybe the director told them, just like, yeah, just go hit. Arnold doesn't mind. Hit him as hard as you can, as many times as you can.
Exactly.
For the scene.
Yeah, with the purses and all that. So that was great. And then, okay, so Arnold meets creepy sketchy Santa played by Jim Belushi right here. He's like, you want a Turbo Man? I can get you a Turbo Man. Come with me. And then so it's him. And what's funny is the actor that plays Mickey, Kramer's little friend. I'll say little friend. Like I think there was a point where like Kramer was Santa Claus in Seinfeld, and Mickey was the elf too. So that's what's funny. So the same actor. Let me see if I can right here. This guy, him right here. Yeah, this guy. He was in Seinfeld. Yep. He gets sometimes he hangs out with Kramer and joins Kramer on some of his get rich quick schemes
together. That's so cool. Is this guy still acting?
I don't know. I think so. I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah, Jim Belushi, like, let's go. So what's funny is he's driving them to the location. They're going to the sketchy place. The sketchy, like, it's guarded, and they have like the dogs are reindeers, but they're like guard dogs.
Homeless
so they're like
Santa.
Yes. He was also in Death to Smoochie. Okay, yeah. But yeah, so they're like, what's the password? Jingle bells, Batman smells. I was like, that's it? Like, say the whole thing. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, the Batmobile broke its wheel, and the Joker got away. I got that from Simpsons. That was from the first Simpsons episode, the Simpsons Christmas special before it became a series.
Like they're just dealing toys, but they even have their underground operation Christmas themed. So the passwords Christmas themed, the outfits, everything.
Yep. Look at all these all these Santa Clauses. He's like, and So the reason why the relationship deteriorates here is because they give him this crappy, no good Turbo Man. It's actually in Spanish. It's in Espanol,
Yep.
and it's broken inside. So he takes it out. He's like, "This is garbage," and they're like, "Oh, sorry." He's like, "Give me my money back." He's like, "Sorry, no refunds." He's like, you guys are just a bunch of sketchy Santas. He's like, on the North Pole, those are them fighting words. That's
Yep.
Look at that expression right there. And then they're just like, he's like, "You want to fight? You're chicken." He's like, "No, I'm not gonna fight you." He's like, "You're chicken." So he pulls the beard. Let me see if I can get it. He pulls the beard and that's what an elastic beard does. It knocks you out like that.
You know that kind of reminds me of?
What does it remind you of?
It reminds me of Naked Gun, where he throws the pillow in the dude's face and he catches it. And he's like, like he can't get the pillow off.
I have a confession to make. I've never watched. I don't think I ever finished Naked Gun. I think I got up to the part where he's like, "Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. There's nothing to see." And like, there's a fire and there's a fire and an explosion going on behind him. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, 100%. You got it. Whenever you just finish it, for sure.
Oh, there's a series of videos where Frank Drebin, Leslie Nielsen's character, like appears in like the Harry Potter Star Wars universe, the Harry Potter universe. You have to look those up, like Frank Drebin and Harry Potter or something. Like those are hilarious. So, but yeah, so it's not just Jim Belushi he fights. There's a kung fu. Well, there's the wrestler guy. But there's a kung fu guy. There's an acrobat that has candy cane nunchucks right there. So he's doing the candy. I don't even know how to do it with the nunchucks. Candy cane nunchucks. So what does he do? He just takes them and hits them with a candy cane. The Stooges right here. You know, the triple slap or the triple smack with the candy cane. And then you got the big dude. You got the big wrestler dude. I don't know who this is. Do you know who this is?
Honestly, no, but he kind of looks familiar, but I have no idea.
Let me see if I can. I need to find out. I need to find this out now. Who is that?
Where did they get Christmas themed nunchucks from? I was wondering if maybe they had like taken some rolls and like hooked them together or something, but I'm just like, okay. Some actual nunchucks here.
Nunchuck. All right, so like
it's like they just have one flipping in. Like, you're next. Come on, take him out.
Look the candy canes. Goodness. Candy cane nunchucks right there.
They're legit. They're just there. They are. He had those on hand just in case things went south.
I don't think that's not Gold. That's not Bill Goldberg. I don't know who that is. Is that the Big Show?
That's who he kind of looks like in the face, but I don't know if he has the body.
I don't think that's him.
Isn't that like way before? Isn't that like before he's that big?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Oh. I mean, he still looks scary though.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. It's not Richard. It's not Richard Mole from Night Court. He was the bad guy in the TV show. He was the mentor. I don't know who that is.
Matt says Paul White.
That is Paul White. Oh, it is.
Oh, it is Paul White?
I had no idea. I guess he's very young. He's like only in his 20s. With this,
looks like
I guess
you're good with faces.
I guess
you just have the gift.
So while he's fighting that guy, all of a sudden they get raided by the cops. Or no, he hits him with the. He hits him, and all of a sudden all the Santa Clauses attack, and they dogpile him literally, and then the cops show up, and he takes a badge. I don't know. I guess they were carrying badges, so he just takes a badge. He's like, I was like, I'm undercover, and you guys screwed up. You guys nearly screwed up. You guys nearly screwed up a sting operation or something.
Yeah, I've been trying to catch these guys for months. You guys come in here and ruin it. and then he like shows them the badge for like a 0.5 second duration. They
Oh
can't
my
even
God.
look at it.
I forgot Mickey right there. I don't remember his name, but Mickey takes the what do you call that? The stunner, this little the electric stunner, and just
Yep, jams it.
jams
Right
right in
in
his
there.
crotch. Oh God. Yeah, and the police come in and they're like, "Oh, yes, sir." And they just
So
like they
funny.
don't even question it. They don't even question it. He just walks
Oh, this
out.
would never happen.
Never. Oh, I love this.
They've
I
never
love
had a
this
guy
movie.
scream at him, and then like he screams at him, and they all like stand to attention. Like they've never been screamed at. Their lieutenant probably screamed at them before they even got up that morning.
I don't know if you agree with me, but this is so bad it's good. Not the drink, the movie. The movie.
Oh, it is. I love it. I love it. It's a guilty pleasure for sure.
Yep, and so he gets out of there with his car dies, and look who's serving hot chocolate. That's the reason why I'm drinking hot chocolate right now. So.
Such a monster.
Yes. And he's like, and then this kid's like, you know what? My dad got better after a divorce, and he tells poor Jake, like, maybe your parents should get a divorce, and maybe your dad will get better that way. And he's like, oh shit.
Oh, that's horrible.
That is horrible.
I mean, is his Coco great? Yes, but I don't know.
Yeah, and this is where he has that phone call. So, like, Arnold's like, Arnold wants to talk to the wife, but Jake Lloyd answers his phone, like, when are you coming home? And he's like, I don't know. Or he's like, I'm sick and tired of Turbo Man. Get your mom. He's like, you don't make your promises. You need to keep your promises. And then he hangs up. And he hangs up, and then the mom sees this, and she's like, damn you, Howard. Damn you.
Yeah, Howard, what were you thinking?
Yeah. So he's in the
and
diner.
He regrets it too.
Yeah, he does. So he's not completely unlikable after all.
No.
But you know what? You know what's funny? You know what I was thinking of with seeing this type of diner, like in the city? Remember Star Wars Episode 2? Obi-Wan visits that one dude in a diner similar to this.
Yeah, his name was like.
It's the same species as Pong Krell from the Clone Wars. Yeah, so the same species as Pong Krell from the Clone Wars. He has like they look reptilian with 4 arms and all that.
Yeah,
those guys. Yeah, have you seen the Clone Wars?
Yeah, I've seen the Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones. Are you saying that canteen is like the same?
I think that it kind of does. This type of diner.
If the lighting was different, yeah, it looks like the little booth that they sat in. And
CGI, and of course, way more CGI. I mean, in Star Wars, right. where it's only Ewan McGregor and hugging a CGI character. So this is a cool shot right here of him and Sinbad bonding. Talking. They want to get the thing for their kids. They're kind of bonding over being dads. And they hear on the radio that if you recite all 8 of the reindeer, that you can win a Turbo Man. So they're like the diner guy right here is like, oh, the radio place is right up the street. So they're running there. And of course, Sinbad can't keep up. He's throwing mail out of his bag so he can keep up. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
I love it. Keeps the bag.
Yeah, and then they break into the studio, and poor Martin Mull is the disc jockey on right here, and he's like, sorry, but we don't have the doll itself, or we don't have the action figure. We have a coupon. We have a coupon, for what would they call it? Was a coupon, not a coupon. Like a voucher. Was it a voucher?
Oh,
what they call it.
I think it was a voucher.
And then I like how here he pretends he's holding a bomb. He's holding a bomb. And he's like, I'm going to step back, or I'm going to blow this place up. And everything. And that's how they get him to reveal that they don't actually have the thing right here. And then they drop in. They're like, oh, that's not the case, and everything. And so they get caught by the cops because Martin Mull calls the cops up, and Sinbad just repeats the same shtick. I have a bomb and all that. And of course, Robert Conrad's not buying it. He looks kind of annoyed. Right here.
I mean, he's probably mad because all those police officers all put their pistols down, like all 12 of them.
Yeah. And I like how he's like, I was on the bomb squad for 10 years. At this part, like I was not expecting after seeing this. So like there was a bomb in there. He's like, there was a bomb.
It's all here.
This is a sick world we're living. I don't know why I find this funny. I just do. Well,
it's like what Boosh said. Like when that thing explodes too, it's in a way where it's like Wile E. Coyote having Acme blow up in his face.
Where's he say that?
When the bomb like where that little bomb that he has explodes, it
like
shows the aftermath, and they just look like Wile E. Coyote just took a bomb to the face.
Yes, like he said, it's a cartoon. Where is it? Okay, you're right after.
Yep.
That was a bomb? This is a sick world. What were they? I mean, this is a PG family friendly movie. I mean, they're not gonna kill the guy. They're not gonna kill the guy
or arrest him. No one's gonna be charged at the end of this, by the way.
No.
Broken.
All the laws that were broken, and just like he borderline kidnaps, or he's chasing Jake Lloyd, a kid. I like how the kid's like, it's okay.
Oh yeah, and Arnold too. Like that guy's like, every single time somebody makes a face he doesn't like or is about to raises their voice at him, he grabs them and raises his fist like he's gonna punch every person. Like that guy's. I mean, he's one slap away from rampage.
Oh, poor Robert Conrad. This is not what he deserved. This is not the dignified badass. That's why I had to build that up in the beginning, because he was in this day he was a badass. So, oh man.
But he was really good as a cop. He was intimidating.
Yeah, he was. I like how the quip here is like, how long was he on the bomb squad again? Yeah. Bastards. I'd be choking them for that. So. And this is the part right here that gets so ridiculous. Like you're like where is his head at? So you have all these Christmas carolers just freaking you have all these Christmas carols just singing, and like I asked earlier, like I don't think we've ever had Christmas carolers here. If there was, it was a while ago. I think in this neighborhood we just say shut up. So he's like, okay, so he sees he sees freaking Phil Hartman. Where is it? Look, he's like, Phil, he's like, you. Oh, he's putting a star up. You don't put a star up on another man's tree.
Huge mistake.
Look at that. Look at that. Like the shot, like the Vertigo type shot right here, the Jaws Vertigo type shot right here with the background. And then you see his face. You're like,
yep. Shock and awe. So what does he do? He walks in, saves his wife, kicks that guy's butt. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't. What does he do?
Look at that smile. It's like he knows Arnold's out there.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. Yeah, he 20, it's 98, so it's been 25. It's been over 25 years, so yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This movie's old.
This came out in 96, so this movie is 28. Can you believe it's 28 years old?
That's insane. That was 5.
You're making me sound old. I was 12. I was 12. 96. What did I get for Christmas in 96? I got my first Star Trek tapes I ever owned was in 96. Got two of the original series on VHS. Got that. And I got Donkey Kong Country 3. On Super Nintendo.
Ooh, great game.
Yeah, those were the three things that I got. And I think I also got the Star Trek chronology. So I got this nerd book of the entire timeline of Star Trek up to that point, which was all of original series, all of TNG, the movies, and parts of DS9 and parts of Voyager. So because this was up to 96, 97. So, and look who's here. Game. Look who's here. Zax. What's up, Zax? Yeah, we're almost done. But yeah, Phil Hartman, wow, this guy. So what does he do? He's like, okay, I want revenge. So instead of kicking his ass out and and doing that, what does he do? He breaks into Phil Hartman's house right here, and is like, you know what? I'm going to steal the Turbo Man that he got for his son.
Yep.
Right here, like, oh my god. And then he's just like, you know what? One thing he didn't count on was that Phil Hartman's house has security. That reindeer is the security. So he tries to leave the house. I'm stealing from a kid, and then he says, nice dog. Look at oh my god, look at that reindeer. Oh my god. He wants to freaking look at those teeth. Oh my god.
It's like E.T.'s cousin.
It looks like he smoked too many cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like looks like Leonard Nimoy's teeth and from the original
By the way,
series.
Using a reindeer as security, terrible idea.
Terrible idea indeed. Terrible idea indeed. So he's running throughout the house, and he accidentally kicks one of the figurines into the fireplace.
Knocks Santa over.
and it starts a fire, and smoke comes down. That's how they find out. And so they get into the house, and they're like, they figure out right away what he was trying to do. I'm surprised he didn't call the police right there. Why didn't he call the police? All he says to like he just gets Arnold just gets a scolding from the wife. Like the wife would have wanted to leave him if this was real. The wife would have wanted to leave him. He would have called the police, and he would have sued him for damages because of his figurine and the smoke in the house and all that. And probably, traumatizing the reindeer because, you have to add those damages. You have to.
He didn't? Why do you suppose he didn't call the cops on him? Maybe because he wanted his wife.
Yeah. His lust for his wife exceeds I guess lawsuit. Even though he probably could make good deal of money, send him to jail, and then have her. He didn't think this through. He didn't quite think this through. So that's where the logic kind of falls apart here.
I thought it was at the reindeer the logic fell apart.
that too, obviously. So yeah, that's true too. So they just he just gets a scolding, and Phil Hartman's like, you're not not deadlifting. Bench press is not going to get you out of this one, bub.
Man.
And I forgot about the reindeers. Reindeer's still pissed at him. So what does he do? He punches the reindeer.
Yep, right in the face.
He punches the reindeer.
You picked the wrong day.
You picked the wrong day. I was like, you can't do that. Can you? You can't do that to it. You can't do it.
I mean,
oh man,
you shouldn't do it, but you had it coming.
Nice. He's like, that's an animatronic right there. This is an animatronic.
So sad.
I know.
He's crying too,
and he's belching because he gives him beer. He gives him beer. And this kid's like, maybe your parents should be divorced after all.
Yeah, he's like the Cartman of this Christmas movie.
Yeah. What is that? Schmelz beer or something? Who cares?
Why is he feeding him beer?
I don't know. But if you ever seen Every Which Way But Loose, sometimes Clyde the orangutan, Clint Eastwood's orangutan would drink some of the beer.
Oh no.
Yeah, like you take a can of Miller or a can of something, and you see him drinking it, like, oh god. So, so now we're at the parade, and the parade is pretty much, you see all these characters, and that's Jackie Chiles, and this is Jackie Chiles from Seinfeld, the lawyer. He plays the you've seen he basically plays the Johnny Cochran type lawyer that always represents Kramer, and Kramer always screws up the deal that he narrowly makes, for suing and stuff. So
I've seen him around for sure.
So yes, so you got the Santa Claus thing. You got I think you see the turtles. There's the tick right there. Let's see who else we can find. Crayola. Remember? I used to have a Crayola bank. I used to have like it was like a little tube, basically a cardboard tube with the plastic Crayola end. You twist it off, and then there'd be like a little slit, and then you could put coins in that. I had a small version of it. And I had a big version of that. So I had a couple Crayola banks. So
that is pretty awesome.
And you see Gumby right here in the background.
Gumby, the Barbie mobile.
There's Sonic. So there's Hello Kitty, Sonic. So like all these things like all these things are still with us now. Like that kids in this current generation, this young generation are experiencing too. So I don't know. I don't know if you agree. I feel compared to our parents' generation, I think we could easily bond more with our kids because of or with our generation's kids because of the fact that they're growing up with the same stuff we grew up with, basically.
Yeah, this whole shot looks like a melting pot of what our parents experienced and then what we experienced. It's a nice it's a nice transition, I think.
Yeah,
and I forgot of how far back Hello Kitty went. I forgot it was like it was popular back then in the 90s too.
When did Hello Kitty start? I think Hello Kitty started in the 80s. I think. Let me see.
That's crazy because I didn't know about like when Hello Kitty became a thing, but when I was living in Korea, that was the craze.
No, I was wrong. 1974.
What?
Hello Kitty was established by Sanrio Entertainment in 1974. Yeah.
Wow.
I forget. You said you were in Korea. You were living in Korea.
Yeah, and Hello Kitty was all the craze when I was in South Korea.
Oh,
yeah, but I thought it was new. I thought it was like a new thing at that time.
Oh, there was one part I missed. So Arnold's on the phone with Phil Hartman. I don't know if it's here. No, Arnold's on the phone with Phil Hartman. Trying to find it. I'm trying to find it because
exactly which one you're talking about too. This is the one where like he has super evil face.
Yeah, because so Phil Hartman's like, your wife's cookies are so good.
Near the end.
It's right here.
Oh, there you go.
Here. And so, in honor of that, I bought a bunch of cookies right here. So I bought a bunch of Italian cookies. So this one looks like one of those Pepperidge Farm ones. I forget what they call them with the chocolate swirl in the middle right here. So I got cooked this. These are all Italian cookies. There's one like this where you got this little chocolate on the end and looks like there's a little pink filling in between here. And then there's another one that looks like a hard kolachki right here.
That looks good.
So yeah, so I wanted to say what Arnold's famous for in this scene. Put the cookie down.
Put the cookie down.
Put the cookie down now. Oops, I got some on my computer right here.
And if you're on the other side of the phone line, you should be doing what Arnold says.
Mm-hmm.
Man has way too many guts.
Yeah, put the cookie down. This is so good. Look at that face.
That is nice.
This is so good right here. Oh man, sorry guys.
He's so smug. See his face, like he's just so like laughing while he's talking. Basically,
your wife's cookies are so out of this world. Who told you couldn't eat my cookies?
The
cookies down.
The apron too.
Like he's just like, what's he doing in their house?
Yeah, this guy's a total slime ball.
Put the cookie down. Oh, she won't worry.
Yeah, I'm going to become a part of the family, Arnold. Howard.
he's like having an orgasm right here. Oh, these cookies are so good.
I know there's even like a part during his little rant here where his veins pop out of his forehead, like his face is red. I'm like,
yes, he is.
Wow, just over the top. Love it.
Yes, put that cookie down now. Never gets old. I think that's the most famous Arnold line from this movie. I don't know. Do you agree?
I think it's definitely the most repeated, for sure.
Which one do you think is better? Or
like all of my, like me growing up, I've always been prone to saying, put, get them the chopper now, put it down now. Like,
well, I'm just talking about. I'm talking
now.
about in this movie.
Oh, definitely him telling him to put the cookie down.
Okay. Oh,
100%.
oh yeah. That's way. Oh, Get to the Chopper's way more popular than that. Get to the Chopper or Kindergarten Cop. There is no bathroom.
Yep.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
What does he do? Yeah.
And of course, I think his most famous line is "I'll be back." And what's funny is he says it in he says it in Terminator. That's his most famous line in Terminator. "I'll be back."
Yeah.
He says it in a whole bunch of movies after that. He says it in Commando. He says Bennett's like, "Ha ha ha! I got you, John. I'll be back, Bennett." So he says it there, and then he even says it in Twins to the guy that was responsible for them being born, him and Danny DeVito being born. He's like, "If you are lying to me, I'll be back." That's where I actually first heard him say "I'll be back" was Twins. Twins was my first movie with Arnold that I've ever seen.
Oh wow!
Yeah, this was like late '80s because it was on cable all the time, and that's how I watched it. That's how I watched it. My parents got the tape, the VHS, and that's how I watched it. I love that movie. I've seen Danny DeVito and other things, but him doing that and him saying that, and that's where I first heard "I'll be back" was in Twins, actually. And then I finally saw Terminator. I was like, oh, okay. That's where this all came from. That's how iconic Terminator was, the first one.
Yeah, definitely. Come with me if you want to live. Yep. Boosh.
Kyle Reese. Yeah.
My mom named me after Kyle Reese, by the way.
Really?
Yes. She said that she was watching Terminator and while trying to figure out what my name was after I was born, and then that was on. I'm like, so you named me after the guy
who gets killed,
who dies at the end?
Yeah, fathers his boss, basically.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks.
If
it makes you feel any better, I was named after Brian Piccolo of the Bears. You know what happened to him? Died of cancer.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, there was a TV movie in the 70s called Brian's Song that featured Billy D. Williams as Gale Sayers and other Bears players. So it's about the Chicago Bears. I know something about Chicago Bears because I'm in Chicago. And James Caan, Godfather, played Sonny in The Godfather. He played Brian Piccolo, and that's kind of where I got the name. And I always hear like my mom and I think my dad didn't know anybody named Brian, so that's why I was named Brian right here. So, but yeah, there you have it. That's now you learn something about Nerdporeal now. And poor Robert Conrad right here, he has his hands are burnt because of the bomb exploding and all that on him. So he gets knocked down, and they run over him and they chase him, and he gets chased. And look, he just happens to be he happens to come across this director dude who just outfits him. He just gets outfitted as freaking Turbo Man.
Yep, and like yells the instructions on how to use the suit, like in a completely disjointed way. He can't even hear the guy. All these people, it's like changing him to clothes. Can't even hear himself think.
Yeah,
like, so this is how you use the suit. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, like this is all from like his point of view right here. You're looking at him, and he's just like, oh yeah, like who are you? What is going on?
Him.
Yeah, and he's like, what is going on here?
Yo, I have to admit though, this shot is pretty awesome.
I love this. It's like this has not been. This is how. Yeah, that's how I watched it. That's how I watched this. It was on Disney Plus. That's how I watched it. So yeah, I still have Disney Plus. Sorry. I haven't seen this since I was 4. Oh, okay. Okay, you're younger than me then. Or 5. There you go. So he gets so he is now he has no idea what to do. Okay, I don't want to see that. And all the ladies, look at that. All the ladies are like, oh,
you gotta be kidding me with Booster, man.
If Booster's like, you gotta wave, you idiot, you gotta wave, and he's just like, he's like, wave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is so funny.
When he starts to fall in love with this dude, he's having a lot of fun.
He's like, I can get into.
Yeah.
I don't think he had any lines. He didn't know what to say, so a lot of this was improvised. By the way, especially between him and Sinbad, a lot of this was a lot of the dialogue was improvised.
Oh, that's cool. That's insane. A lot of
it
worked.
Man. And there's I like how his son does not recognize him at all. Like, doesn't figure out once until he's like, I'm your father. I'm like, come on, kid.
Man, doesn't he say that like up close, right to his face?
He's like right to his face, and he still doesn't recognize him. I'm just like, really?
What?
I like how people of all ages love Turbo Man. So I think Turbo Man's the Star Trek of this movie, of this movie's universe. Basically, it's not only just superheroes. It's like the ultimate nerd show that people loved back in the day, and now it's a phenomenon. It's a global phenomenon that sells toys too.
Yes, I can't remember who I saw on Twitter that had this action figure Turbo Man, but I was so jealous.
Wait, somebody had a Turbo. So they actually made an action figure for this.
I can't remember, but somebody had a collector's. They got it as a gift for their birthday, for Halloween, or right before. But they got that action figure, and a lot of people responded, including myself, and were jealous. I'm like,
Kyle, is this true? Is this true? You're just chilling. You're just chilling right now.
Yeah, just chilling with you. Yeah.
Oh, I like to think that I have my guests on a hot seat. Forcing them to talk and answer questions and all that.
I am under immense pressure right now.
Yeah.
My career is on the
line. Yep. By the way, check out his Godzilla -1 video. It's a monster piece.
Oh man, you got watch his first though.
Mine's not spoiler, so I literally have I have your link onto it. So I'm hoping that because my actually the video it's doing better than I thought. It's at 600 views, so I'm hoping good. I hope it drove up your engagement.
Oh,
I know. Last time I checked, you had like 200 likes and you had like a couple thousand views already before I even uploaded. Like so I'm hoping you got more. So.
I got a few more, but I was impressed when I saw your review because it seemed really well structured.
I just wrote shit. I just wrote shit and I didn't remember the plot, but I remembered how I felt. That's all I can say. So
that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. So yeah, so there's the doll. He's like, you gotta pick someone, you idiot. And then look at him. He's happy to see Turbo Man. Oh, Robert Conrad is awesome, no matter what. All right, so yeah, so he's like, I like how this kid thinks he's pointing to him.
Yeah,
and he's like, Jamie. He's like, oh, he knows my name. How does he know my name? Like, he's Turbo Man, obviously. Duh.
Yeah, he's some stranger, not your dad.
He's like, Jamie, I am your, and then all of a sudden he shows up as his Dementor with the brain. Oh, isn't there a bad guy that kind of he resembles from an animated movie or something? I'm trying to remember.
It sounds like Megamind to me.
Yeah, Megamind. What's Megamind from? That's from.
That was Will Ferrell's Blue Alien Hero movie.
Oh, okay.
Where he has a huge brain.
Okay. Wasn't there anybody like that in freaking
Mojo Jojo had the brain in the glass thing though from Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. What about, wasn't like any of the Minions? Wasn't there like a bad guy in the Minions that had that? I guess not.
Oh, no. I don't know actually. But I do know that Megamind was made by the same people, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So yeah, so he's like, he wears the costume because he's just that he wants to die. He wants the action figure that much. And so he's willing to chase and take it from a kid. He's willing to take it from a kid. And when he's trying to stop him, the Minions come out and are like, where's your cue? What's going on here? And I forget what happens, but they punch what's his name again? What's his
Booster?
They punch Booster off, knock him off of the car, the parade car, and all these kids just start pounding on him. Like where is it? Right there. Look at that. They're just kicking him and pounding on him. Bush says Arnold is a villain in this movie. Kind of, they all are. Everybody's a bad guy in this movie.
I like at the end of the movie, everyone pretty much deserves to be arrested.
Everybody and nothing happens because this movie is devoid of logic, but you still feel good after watching it. It's bad. It's so bad it's good.
But hey, the dad kept his promise.
He did. That's what's more important. Like, look, he's literally kidnapping a kid. He's holding the kid, taking, and look at the adults. They're just standing there, not doing anything. We're not getting involved. Well, that's actually more realistic now that you think about it.
What's his plan? Like, give me the toy or I kill your son. Like, okay.
What is with that face? It's
oh, look at those little putties. They look like Power Rangers straight up.
they're like, you dude, what are you doing? You're not following the choreography that we planned out.
No, he's way off.
He's kicking them for real.
Probably made that guy's kidney burst.
He kicked him. Yes, he did. Oh,
Arnold kick.
The Arnold
in full plate armor.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm laughing too much here. This is so fun. That's how you talk about these movies. You have to re-experience the humor. I'm freaking crying, dude. I'm crying, man. All right, so yes, he kicks the guy for real. I can't even see him. My freaking monitor's in the way. He's like, have you ever seen the movie Vertigo? He's climbing the kids just climb into the roof, and then he even climbs further up he climbs up the fence, and then, all right, kid, end of
the line. What are you gonna do, man?
Like, what's gonna happen here? And he's climbing. They're climbing further.
He's like, get back here! Like, I'm like, bro.
Oh, in this part, oh my god, the rocket. Oh, this looks so fake.
It's pretty dope, though. Oh man,
he's
Iron Man in the 90s.
He's Iron Man, just flying around the city. Luckily, he's not crashing into a building, turning into paste, into a human paste right there.
What are these people who invented a fully functional jetpack doing running parades?
Look at this.
Wow. That is some serious military grade potential there, guys. You created quite the jetpack.
This is supposed to be a costume for a parade. What is that? It's like Scrooge McDuck hired Gyro Garrulous to, if you ever seen DuckTales, it's like Scrooge McDuck hired Gyro Garrulous to create a real Turbo Man suit, because I was just watching. I was just with my friend. We were doing like a retro. We were just talking retro stuff, and I watched a random episode of DuckTales where they were kind of making nods to the fandom of Star Trek and science fiction in general. And they so Scrooge is owed money by the studio. So the studio gives him control of this one Star Trek like show, or Flash Gordon like show, but with like a Star Trek type of budget. And he wants to redo the sets, redo everything to make it look more, better, so that the ratings, get better. And so he has Gyro build a new model of the starship. He's like, make it as real as possible. And Gyro literally writes on "make it real." And so he makes a real ship. And so the actor and his nephews go into outer space for real. And the star that in that show in the DuckTales acts like William Shatner, does the awkward pause after a thing like this,
just like he does.
And that's my impression of the Turbo Man outfit right here. It's just like Gyro Garrulous made it real.
It's the real thing.
Like, I'm surprised he didn't crash into a building already.
Did the villain have functioning? I can't remember if the villain had functioning gadgets on his suit too.
Dementor? No, he just fell. He just wore the costume. I don't know why he even bothered with why did he put on the costume?
He's insane clinically.
Sinbad is just he's exactly. And he crashes. Oh yeah, he crashes into Christmas Eve dinner right outside, right when there's a parade going on.
Makes it blow up.
What the?
That kid's just doing the arm raise.
Let's. Okay, so they're climbing. They're still climbing the looks like an antenna or something. And now they're hanging for they're hanging for their lives. I like
25 years.
I like how nobody does anything. They're just standing there. Poor Jake Lloyd's Jake Lloyd's hiding, and then freaking Arnold knocks down Sinbad. Luckily Sinbad lands on one of the cars on top of a bunch of gifts and he doesn't die, So you're throwing the boomerang Zelda style right here.
Could have killed him.
He's like, yeah, you missed me. It's so stupid. Oh. And then he's like, oh yeah, he takes the doll. What are you doing, Sinbad? What are you doing? You can't take it from a kid. Victory is mine. Who says that? Before Family Guy.
Play with it in solitary confinement. Can't wait.
Yeah, that's true. Because doesn't this movie end with him being arrested? Like, I don't think he gets off.
I don't think he gets the toy either. That's a great boomerang.
Oh my god, yeah. Comes right back. He practically murders the guy.
Did he just hold the toy close to him to protect it? On his fall?
He's like, he's like, yes, I knocked him down. He's gonna. This is
horrible.
I like how Jake Lloyd's just like, I don't care.
Nope, he's good. Yeah. He has no idea if that guy just died or not.
No idea. He's like, I got it. And of course, Jake Lloyd. Hold on, Jake. And he's fallen too, and he's fallen for a long time.
That was pretty risky there, Arnold. I mean, if you had just been 1 second late.
Yeah. 1 second.
Great catch.
Yeah.
He's all happy. Yeah.
Everybody's happy. Everybody's like, yeah, that's the typical 90s. You play the happy music. Everybody feels good. You feel good at the good at the end.
Mom.
Right? The mom's just like, oh, I love how the mom reacts when she finds out that he's Turbo Man. It's like, oh, he's mine.
Oh yeah, that's a good scene. That's a good one.
So yes. I like how he doesn't recognize his dad. Like no wonder why he got problems now, Jake.
The accent alone would give it away.
Yeah.
It's me, your father. Like, what? You don't recognize your voice.
Like how can you not recognize that voice? Like, that's pure. Like, everybody knows Arnold's voice. Everybody knows that voice right there.
Yeah.
By the way, what's up, Dan? How you doing? Says, what's up? He's like, hail, Nerdporeal, and guess it's Dreadroberts. He's got a name. No, I'm kidding. Merry Christmas. Love Sinbad. One of my top 10 Christmas movies of all time. That's awesome, man. I'm glad we got something that you like. Cool. Nice.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. So maybe I should just call you Guest from now on. I won't call you Kyle or Dreadroberts. I'll just call you Guest.
Yes. Guest Roberts.
Guest Robert. Guest Roberts. Who are you? How do you know my name? Because I'm your dad. Dad.
He's worse than Lois and Superman.
Which Superman? The first one? Oh yeah, the movies, right?
Yep. So the glasses are on. Who are you?
Who are you? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I get it now. That's my husband right there, and he's Turbo Man. Oh my gosh.
She's like, what have you been keeping from me, Arnold?
I like how he's shocked. Robert Conrad.
I mean, he's had a pretty bad day too.
He has had a very bad day.
Like the worst.
He's like, we can use a man like you on the force.
He salutes with his bandaged hand.
Thanks.
That's amazing.
Robert Conrad, everybody. The man, the Chad.
I mean, really, what can you say? I mean, seeing that guy again is probably a nightmare at this point.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't give him a role in the Wild Wild West movie, like at least a cameo, unless he refused it. But yeah, they didn't get like the original assistant died. He had heart disease. He died in the 70s, but I mean, he was around. I mean, Robert Conrad was around. They should have given him a role in that movie. Maybe it was better that they didn't because of how bad it was.
Maybe you were right though. Maybe he did deny or refuse to play in it.
Yeah, probably looked like shit. He probably knew it was shit. I don't know. Like the the original Mission Impossible actors, like saw the script. They refused to even like. Some of them walked out of the theater. They originally had Peter Graves play Mr. Phelps because Mr. Phelps was originally played by Peter Graves in the original show. And you ever see Airplane?
Yes.
Peter Graves is the pilot that says, "Jimmy, have you ever seen a grown man naked?" That he was the head of the Mission Impossible force in the original show. And yes, okay, so Matt says Robert Conrad despised the movie. Okay, all right, that makes perfect sense.
That does make sense.
So they originally had Peter Graves come back to play Mr. Phelps in the movie with Tom Cruise, and then when he found out, Mr. Phelps is a bad guy, he's like, okay, I'm not doing this. And then they hired John Voight to play that role, and everything. So
wow, makes sense.
Yeah, like I don't know if you know this, Mission Impossible was the sister show to Star Trek. They both came out the same year, and they were both made in the same studio, Desilu. That was run by Lucille Ball. Everything. So a lot of actors from Star Trek went on to Mission Impossible, and some Mission Impossible actors went on to Star Trek because of that. Matt says, "You are triggering me. You are triggering me to this day. I turned off the first Mission Impossible movie when they made him a traitor and have never watched to the end. Have you seen any of the sequels? I'm assuming you didn't. Yeah, OG Mission Impossible is awesome. Like if like people like want to rank the movies, I'm like, what movies? The show is better, but beats them all in my opinion. So that was 7 seasons.
Oh man. I didn't watch enough of the old series of Mission Impossible, but I did see all the movies.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. I like the last movie. I don't know about you. I saw the last. I saw the last Mission Impossible. What do you think of that?
Oh yeah, I think that the new one's great. It's a great build up to the next one. They've never had a part 1, part 2 film, and that's a big thing.
Yeah, it's now like a trend with like final movies in a big series. So like Harry Potter started that trend, and then I think Twilight did it, and then Hunger Games did it, and then I don't know what. I'm sure other movies did it too, and now Mission Impossible's doing it. Did Fast and the Furious do that too?
Actually, no. They just went up the chain. Just kept going sequel after sequel rather than doing parts. They should have done a part though and then ended it, but they're not. They're gonna keep going. But my favorite Mission Impossible will always be a Ghost Protocol. That was an experience for me.
That was the J.J. Abrams one, right?
That was the Brad Bird one with when Benji first started going out to the field with Ethan.
Okay, and I thought that was the one with J.J. Abrams. Oh no, that was 3. 3 was the one that J.J.
J.J. Abrams did the third one, and then the fourth one was Brad Bird, but then Bat Robot, they produced it. To this day, I still have not seen the one with Henry Cavill. The one with Henry Cavill had to the point where he had to keep the beard and he had to keep the mustache. And hence when they had to reshoot Justice League, excuse me. I think you would love that movie, though. You should definitely see it. I think writing is way better than the most recent Mission Impossible.
Okay.
It is. It just is. Like, I think it's just because I think they were spreading the last movie apart a little bit to make it longer so that they could like bridge into the second one. So maybe they were easing up on the writing, but 6 is really, really good.
And I think this current one, this one that just came out is number 7, right? I think that was the one that just came out this year is number 7.
Yes.
Okay. And then 8 will come out, I think, next year or the year. Yeah, next year probably.
Yeah,
I think it was during the production of this one that Tom Cruise had his little, because of the COVID restrictions and all that. Tom Tom Cruise had his little, he was yelling at the production for
remember,
not following for not following protocol or something.
Yeah, he like shouted at them in the middle of the shot and then said, "If you ever do that again, your career is over." I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's Hollywood. That's Hollywood behavior. If you screw up, you'll never work in this town again.
Yeah.
That type of deal. So
you know who my father is?
My father is. Or it'd be like, you ever see Godfather? That director, Jack Woltz, the one that Robert Duvall visits, to get Johnny Fontaine the part. I've had ass with everyone around the world, and I don't need to take orders from you. Now you get the hell out of here. And then it's like, oh, Mr. Don Corleone is always ready for bad news. So thanks for the meal.
Wow.
Yeah, great movie. That's another.
Hey, since you were talking about the God, have you seen that series? My mother told me about it a while back, but it was like the series of the guy who writes The Godfather and is trying to get the movie to happen. There's a whole series with like Miles Teller about it.
Oh yeah, that's the Miles Teller. That's the what the hell is it called? It's like
something.
Let me see. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it on Paramount Plus.
So cool.
He basically plays the what is it called? Let me see.
So Miles, because Miles Teller, he's playing the guy who's writing The Godfather, trying to make it happen, and he starts actually not getting involved, but he tries to work with the mafia to get a true feel for that life.
The author,
and he ends up like getting way too he gets way in too deep. They try to get him involved in their lifestyle like for real because they start to see him as family. So it's an interesting show and dynamic.
So I'm assuming it's mostly fictional. It's based off of real people, but fictionalized. I think it's pretty fictionalized. I think. I
have no idea how accurate it is, but you could be right. Yeah.
I should add that to my. I should add that to my list of shows. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Also, he was also in Whiplash. I have to see Whiplash. That was another movie that was recommended.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my tops.
Is it? All right. Well, I'll add that to my list, and I'll keep you in mind if want to.
You gotta tell me
talk about
Whiplash is something else, man.
Yes, that's true. So, all right. So back to the movie really quickly. We're at the end. We're almost there. We're so Robert Conrad's like, it's her. He's like, yeah, like just. I love that. I just love this right here.
His bandaged hand just kills me, man.
And he's just his bandaged hand and just that mouth open like that, his mouth ajar like that is just the shock and he's just that's the last we see of him. So and of course Jake Lloyd decides to be a good kid. He's like, you know what? I don't need this doll. I got exactly what I wanted. I wanted my dad to be here. Not only was my dad here, he was freaking Turbo. My dad's freaking Turbo Man.
Yeah, man.
So he's like, you know what? This doll means nothing to me. So you know what? I'm going to put to good use to give it to someone who means something. And then he gives it to freaking Sinbad. Where's Sinbad? Right here. There we go.
Yeah, gee, thanks.
So I forget.
Right to my cell.
So I forget, do they take him away?
It definitely looked like they were escorting him and then he stopped.
Yeah. And then they're carrying him. So okay, so in this version that I downloaded, I may have acquired. This part right here was actually end credits. I don't think I've ever seen this because end credits or scenes post credits was not a big thing back in the day. So I don't think I ever saw this. So they're just like, I like how the wife is just like, hey, that was pretty impressive, that you did all this for your son. And she's like, what did you get me?
Ooh,
just for me. What'd you get me?
Oh my goodness.
I like that. I like how she's smiling right before she says it too. I love this shot. I love that. Just a really quick zoom. He's like, like that, just like in the beginning in the bed. He's just like that.
But he's got that. It's a signature look, kind of like his accent is a signature. His wide-eyed Arnold look is pretty iconic too, because I've seen it in a lot of his roles.
Yes. Yes, that's true. I was like, I was either thinking this, or where he's laying in the bed with those eyes, or where he's fighting the people for the ball. I had to make a choice for what to use in the thumbnail. I was like, okay, I would have loved to put this in, but I don't think there's enough context to what the movie's about. That's why I put it with the people fighting him, because that's really what the movie is about. It's about mayhem. It's nothing but mayhem, and like you said, chaos right there.
Yeah,
So,
just like put a Christmas hat on him and then fire behind him with like some Christmas ornaments, and there you go. I'm pretty sure people pick up on it.
and Matt, Matt. Okay, I didn't know this about Mario Puzo. I know he was Sicilian. Didn't know he had a gambling problem. And yes, I do know that he had links to the mob and all that. He wrote The Godfather. I actually read The Godfather. Have you? I actually read The Godfather. They included parts of there were parts of part 2 that were not in the first movie that they put in part 2, like the whole Don Fanucci, the back in the day when Vito was Robert De Niro, and he's dealing with the that one Don with the white suit and the cloak and the cape and all that, and he's walking. I don't know if you ever seen it, but they make fun of it in The Simpsons. Homer imagines himself as Don Homer, and he's wearing the same outfit as Don Fanucci. And the thing is, he's basically everybody's giving him donuts as tribute, and he's tasting the donuts. He's like that.
Love it.
I think they did one where Homer goes to hell, and they're like, "We're in order to torture you." They tie him up to a machine that continually feeds him donuts, and he actually eats all the donuts in hell. And the devil's like, "What is?" The devil's like, "What?" He's like, "More."
I haven't seen that one. Did they?
It's an older one. It's when The Simpsons was good.
Oh man, that's funny.
But yeah, that's hilarious. That is funny. That's early Simpsons is gold. First 10 seasons, first 8 seasons is just gold.
And then like when 20 or 30.
And then when they become, a guest of the episode, celebrity of the week type of deal, then it just started going downhill from there. So, and I haven't watched The Simpsons in like 2 decades. Me and almost everybody I know has not watched the show in 2 decades, but yet it still has an audience. That's why Fox still makes more Simpsons. I mean, they're at season 34 now.
Gosh,
I mean, the show, the Simpsons episode that I was referencing earlier, Simpsons Roasting on Open Fire, came out in December of 1989, right before season 1 aired. That was technically the first episode.
Dang.
Yeah.
That show has lasted a long time. I wonder if it'll ever end.
Oh, well, as long as once the actors were, I'm assuming all the actors are elderly. All the voice actors are elderly. Some of them passed away. They've discontinued characters. Yeah, I mean, as long as Al Jean's been show running The Simpsons since season 3, so he's been doing it ever since. So as long as he's doing it, he was young when he started. So maybe when he retires, unless someone takes over, I have no idea. So
that's wild.
Well, yeah, man, that's Jingle all the way. And so how many bad Santas out of 10 would you give it? Let's see if I can find that again.
10 being like a terrible movie, or like
10 being like 10, like what would you rank it in terms of absurdity? We'll start with absurdity.
Absurdity, absolute 10. I mean,
absolutely.
These guys completely break all laws, and just any morality is just through the window once this hunt for the toy begins.
What about the characters? So what about like Arnold's character? Like, what about like Arnold's character? Like, what would you rate him?
I think that he's about a 7 or an 8 out of 10 for dad characters. I think that he's Arnold Schwarzenegger, but as a father. And he has a pretty good arc. I mean, he does a lot of crazy things. He's got a bit of an anger problem. But, he wants to punch pretty much. I mean, everyone's annoying.
Yes.
But he wants to punch a lot of people. So, and also he needs to step up a little bit for your wife. 8 out of 10 for me, I'd say.
And don't forget, don't like keep your kids in mind. You gotta, if you promise your kids to do something,
Right. I mean,
Yeah, I
he's got a
mean,
good lesson about keeping your promises. He does follow through, and he's pretty in pretty good spirits throughout the movie. So yeah, pretty awesome, pretty good character.
yeah. What about Sinbad?
He's, oh my gosh, he's hilarious. Just bonkers character, and I mean, it makes sense. He was a mailman. He's struggling. He doesn't have a lot of time. I mean, he's been delivering a bunch of packages, but can't keep track of his own mail. So
No, he can't.
and so we get this guy who's just at odds with Arnold Schwarzenegger the whole movie. He plays a good antagonist, but as Bush said, in a way, even Arnold is a villain in this movie with the things that he does. So they're kind of both anti-heroes, but they have a good chemistry. So I'd say he was a pretty good character as far as bouncing off of Arnold, for sure.
What about Phil Hartman as I forget his name, but maybe do you think he may be the bigger villain than even Sinbad?
Yeah, you absolutely love to hate this guy, and I mean, you should. And he plays a character that you just want to despise. I hate his smile. And what is he doing in that guy's house? Just
he is euphoric about his wife's cookies.
Like, this guy is having some kind of arousal every time he thinks he's getting a one-up on Howard, and it's disturbing. And he smiles with all veiny forehead and everything. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in here. I'm doing the thing." I'm like, calm down, sir.
Sugar cookie. This is the way he talks. You're just like, oh, this guy's a creep.
Yeah, his condescension is also really funny too. Just like, he's always condescending about everything. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll take care." He's all patronizing. I'll do everything that you'll.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, Phil Hartman. Great freaking actor. I can't. It's hard to imitate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it helps to be actually a little sleazy, probably.
Who else? What about maybe the true hero of the movie who got a bad rap right here? Robert Conrad.
Yes, Robert Conrad, the hero.
he's the true hero of this movie. He's the true Chad. He just wanted
to stop the guy from shouldering, and it led to probably one of the worst weeks of his life, the worst days of his life.
His motorcycle gets knocked down, and then they threaten him and Sinbad threatened a studio, a radio station with a bomb, and then it actually explodes.
Yeah, that was actually shocking. I didn't see that coming. I didn't know. Like, I thought there's like, oh, we got duped, boys, and that was it. And then you just, it's like, oh, they weren't kidding.
So Kyle, what should you be telling me right now?
What's that?
What should you be telling me right now? Because I'm holding a cookie.
Is it good?
No. What does Arnold say?
Oh, put the cookie down now.
Okay.
Put it down.
All right, there you go. I put it down. I had to do that.
Didn't do that.
No, he didn't. Because he doesn't take Arnold seriously. He's just I'm gonna have sex with your wife, and you are gonna know it. You are gonna know it, and you're gonna be my cuck. That's basically that's basically what Phil Hartman's doing. Yep. It's so funny right now.
Actually, what we didn't show is that she totally decks him.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Because he's drinking like egg. I think it's eggnog or something.
Because the whole movie, you're like, why is she just letting him say all these things to her? Like, why? My wife would never do that. And then finally, in the van, it happens.
Okay, in the van. Where's the van? he gets burned again because he's carrying coffee. Poor guy. Oh, right here.
Actually, yep.
He's caressing her.
I know how difficult it is having a husband who's only slightly not here once in a while.
He's like, I'm going to give you some Italian salad dressing. What the hell is that?
This is where I would have just dropped, like, fine, the toy can wait.
Oops, my bad.
Like, the whole world is against him at this point. And that he would have been a dead man. Something stops him here. I forget, but yeah, he's about to die.
Look at that face! Look at that face right there.
Yeah. Oh man.
poor Robert Conrad.
The camera's
you. Yeah, so that he got sidetracked from that just for that. So let me see if I can find where the wife
it's probably
this is where he's inside the thing. He's inside the building.
I thought she kind of knocks him out right. Oh, there it is. Boom.
There you go. There, everybody hits him with the thermos, and she leaves.
Yeah, they needed to see that happen.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't go as quite as I planned.
That didn't go exactly as well as I hoped.
Yeah,
that's the end of that arc right there. So there you go.
We don't see him again after that.
I don't think so. No, I don't think. No, I don't think so. After that, no. Nerdporeal, that better be a chocolate chip. Now these are Italian. These are all Italian. So this is a kolache, right? This is something that's like a kolache. This is like a jelly or something. I don't even know what it is. And this is just like this has like some sugar coating on it with some sprinkles, and then there's like a pink coating in between right here or something like that. And then there's one that kind of looks like here's one with a pecan and all that. There's like it's like one of those I forget. I don't even know what these cookies are called. I'm not a cookie connoisseur, so yeah. But that's a cookie store. There you go. All right, so that pretty much is it. So what about? So we got all the characters. I think we got pretty much all the characters now, right? I mean, what about the wife? Oh, Jake Lloyd. What about Jake Lloyd being the
Jake Lloyd?
Yeah. What about Jake Lloyd? How would you rate him?
Man, he was just a good kid. You know, like 8 out of 10. Like, I mean, they didn't give him too much to do. Like, he was really impressed with his dad, but I mean, he had his own arc, and he gave up his obsession with the toy because he realized that his dad was the real hero, and that's like, what better lesson is there for a kid in a movie?
Yep.
So I think he did a really good job.
Yeah, that was. I mean, the reason why that ending was such a feel good was because of what Jake Lloyd did and gave it to Sinbad, who's going to be locked up for 150 years.
Yeah, it's like thank you so much. The next day, you're sentenced to 20 years, endangering child endangerment, violence on a massive scale.
All right, I have to tell you, and so for me, I mean, this movie is just it makes little to no sense, but it's so fun. It's funny, especially watching it with people, and it's so bad it's good. Like this, to me, it actually means it's too bad it's so bad it's good for me. Yeah. So I give this like a 6. I give this an 8 out of 10 of so bad it's good.
You know what? I'd say so. I'd say on a bad scale, it would be it'd be 8 so bad it's good 8 out of 10, and maybe on just a good 1 to 10, I would give it maybe a 6. Honestly, because usually movies like that they're passable enough where they're enjoyable, and you can like overlook all the absurd stuff. So, yeah,
that's true. So
I think it's great.
All right, but yeah, so that's it. That's the we're 2 hours in. That's pretty much the movie. So so yeah, so you gave your final thoughts. I gave mine. I thought Arnold's pretty much a terrible dad, but he tries at least. So he makes up for it. Phil Hartman, may God rest his soul once again. Complete sleazebag. I think he's the bigger villain than even Sinbad.
Yeah,
Sinbad is Sinbad. He's just he wants the thing too. He has a kid, and so you kind of feel for him. And when he gets it, you feel good overall. And CLS is giving this is rating my stream right now. I give this stream a 3. What's that?
Chocolate chip cookies.
3 chocolate chip cookies out of 3, right?
Yeah, that's excellent.
Don't answer that. Don't answer that. But yeah, Conrad. And Robert Conrad is the true hero. Robert Conrad and Jake Lloyd are the true heroes of this movie.
Yes, he's what you get when like you're the bad guys in Home Alone who get wrecked by the house traps, but he doesn't really deserve it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So but yeah, like, so where would you rate this? I know, like, because I asked you what movie you wanted, and you brought this up. I said this was one movie I had not even considered doing a Christmas chat for. So once again, thanks for mentioning this. It's cool doing the stream with you. I'm just curious where you rank this with other Christmas movies.
With my other ones, like Die Hard's way up there. I'd say Die Hard's number 2. Number 1 is, well, I think will always be the Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Okay.
Because I just love that movie. I'd say like Jingle All the Way is like one of the obscure movies that like we all kind of watch as kids, but I would never really put it on the list. But I'd say it's number 5, number 6 on my list.
Okay.
I think so. It's high up there though. I like because it's one of the ones I fondly remember. Which is
what about where would you put Home Alone?
Oh, you know what? I'd probably put that. I actually would probably put that above Die Hard and under the other movie I mentioned.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, the Santa Claus, and then probably below Die Hard, I'd put A Christmas Story.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Christmas. Christmas. Yeah, I love Christmas Story too. You're gonna put an eye out with that kid. Yeah, have you ever seen Dreadroberts? Kyle? Have you ever seen 8-Bit Christmas?
I have not seen 8-Bit Christmas. I don't remember seeing it.
Okay, 8-Bit Christmas came out a couple years ago. Neil Patrick Harris plays a dad. Yeah, I know it's oxymoron. He plays a dad. And he tells his daughter about the Christmas that he remembered the most, and it's basically him basically telling his story just like A Christmas Story, but instead of Ralphie and the rifle and the BB gun, the BB rifle, it's Neil Patrick Harris is, I forget the actor that plays young Neil Patrick Harris, but him trying to get an NES.
Oh, okay.
And he's asking his parents for it. And you know how, like, in Christmas Story, they're like, he asked for the gun, the BB gun. They're like, you're going to put an eye out with that kid. And then they dismiss him. In 8-Bit Christmas, the parents are like, you're going to rot your brain out, kid. And so every time I talk about video games, or every time somebody talks about video games, especially Nerdy Neo, I'm like, hey, this is the guy that talks about things that rot your brain. Video games. So yeah, so that's me. So, and yeah, they did make a sequel. I haven't watched it yet. Christmas Story Christmas, I think is what it's called.
Well, what are your top Christmas movies?
Mine, well, I did do, when I started my channel, before I was doing live streams, I was making videos. So I made like a video for Home Alone 1 and 2. So Home Alone 1 and 2 are up there. It's a Wonderful Life is up there because that was on every year. My parents used to watch that. It was on NBC it was always broadcast on Christmas Eve on NBC. So I have fond memories of watching that movie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. Christmas Story is up there. Die Hard is up there. I did a Die Hard stream last year with Trip. Trip.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
With Trip and with Pips. The three of us were talking about Die Hard. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie, Kyle?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Just like Spider-Man. I've said this before. Just like Spider-Man was a Thanksgiving movie, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Okay.
And that is it.
What about, have you ever seen Lethal Weapon?
Oh, of course.
Is that a Christmas movie?
Read the script. Yes.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yes. All right. Because I just watched it. It is a Christmas movie. What defines a Christmas movie for you? Does it just simply have to take place at Christmas?
It just needs to take place at Christmas. Even if, like, I think the reason that, like, for example, Die Hard, I consider a Christmas movie because it takes place on Christmas, and the theme is Christmas Eve, and they're making plays on, like, they're making lines on Christmas themed lines from things that we know. The dialogue is being interwoven into it, and that's just basically a Christmas movie. Yeah, I don't think it has to like be about Christmas, but when Christmas plays a heavy role, yes.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought too. So, but yeah, to me, as long as it takes place on Christmas, and then Christmas is like, it's part of the setting, it's part of the backdrop. That's all it really has to be. And Trip has another great one. You ever see Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy?
I have not.
Really? Okay.
I have not.
So this is Eddie Murphy post 48 Hours, but pre Beverly Hills Cop. So this is early 80s, and they literally. So Dan Aykroyd plays a rich broker in New York, and Eddie Murphy plays a bum and con artist, and they switch places because of Dan Aykroyd's rich bosses who own the firm that are buying and selling commodities in the stock market and all that, and they're making little bets, kind of like like in Pygmalion or something, where two rich people make a bet. Oh, can this person become a gentleman, or can this person become high class from a Trumpy or not Trumpy, a trashy background or something, or trampy, not Trumpy, trampy background, kind of like lower class.
Yep.
Just like the Stooges, like if you ever watch old Stooges, there were episodes where they would be taken aside and they'd be like, "Hey, we'll pay you money if you let us make gentlemen out of you." And they're like, "Oh no, not that. Our family will never forget. Our family will never forgive us." Stuff like that. Oh, by the way, I didn't bring this up. They made a sequel to Jingle All the Way. Did you know that?
No.
Well, not a sequel. They made a part 2.
No
and
way.
It has literally nothing. Like, you know who's the star? So Jingle All the Way 2 came out in 2014. So it came out.
You guessed. Was it like another wrestler?
No, Larry the Cable Guy. Larry the Cable Guy is the star of Jingle All the Way 2. But the movie has nothing to do with it. And apparently, WWE and 20th Century Fox made this or something.
You gotta be kidding. That's quite the downgrade.
Yeah. So Larry the Cable Guy, someone, and I don't recognize any of these other actors right here. I don't recognize anybody. Santino, Morella, Kennedy, Clements. I don't know who these people are. Brian Stepanek. I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
What's up, man? How you doing? What's up, Alex? So yeah, that's they made part 2. And I'll share. I'll share that. Let me see if I can share that.
Crazy. I have to see it.
Let me see. Stop screen, present, share screen, window, Jingle All the Way 2. Here we go. Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh man, that picture though.
Yes. 2014 direct to video. Woo. Are you surprised? I'm
surprised that they felt it needed a sequel and that it actually happened. And but wow, Larry the Cable Guy. It's no wonder nobody watched it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably it. And Trip brings up a really good point here that I want to add. I want to share. I think a Christmas movie sometimes might just be something that is nostalgic and brings you that Christmas feeling. That I agree.
Yep, I agree.
So
I'd say that's true.
All right, so I think that concludes this first episode of season 2 of Nerdporeal Holiday Chat Special. So thanks, man. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for taking the 2 hours. I know you got kids and you're always busy and stuff. So I really appreciate you taking the time to do this with me. I definitely want to do for 2024. I want you to be on Chillporeal. So we'll have to talk. We'll have to talk about that. So
yeah, definitely will. I know that's something I really wanted to do, and yeah, I appreciate you bringing me on. It was a real fun chat, fun movie.
Yeah. So I don't know if you ever watched any of the Chillporeals. Chillporeal is basically it's kind of like this, but it's more. It's not nearly as structured. So I will probably bring up things that that usually fit the guest. So like we'll probably be like I'll probably do some research, watch some of your videos, see like what you're really into, and then we'll talk about it. Joe Rogan style.
For sure. Absolutely. So, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make a list of who to bring on for 2024. So I started with members of my channel, give them voice, give them, get to know them. And now I kind of want to reach out to other fellow content creators now that I kind of exhausted that. So, and, I can always bring other people back, but I want to bring on new guests and, and then I want the clout. I want your clout. I want the clout from you. So That's the other.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, it's right here. Where is it?
It's in a drawer somewhere. But
So,
no, man, I think it'd just be a lot of fun. It's not like I haven't gone on enough chill streams anyway.
yeah, man. So, do you have anything you want to plug? I mean, obviously, definitely plug your monster piece of a video.
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, yeah, if you guys want to check out my, I do movie reviews and I do pop culture news. I'm trying to lean more into reviewing stuff. So my most recent video is my Godzilla -1 review. I did call it a monster piece. Excellent film. You guys should go see it.
Absolutely.
Like no better reason to go to the movies than that one. It's so good that I decided I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into it. So I've got another Godzilla video coming out and a little bit of speculation. And then I just saw The Boy and the Heron from Miyazaki this weekend, so I'll be doing a review on that.
Okay, I'm going to do something like that too once I get through I have another stream going on tomorrow. But yeah, I saw the movie and first 20 minutes, dude. First 20 minutes just was so. I mean, it was heavy. Like there were tears coming out of my eyes. Yeah, and the boy didn't have to say the boy didn't have to say a damn word.
No,
he didn't have to say anything. And I knew exactly what he was going through.
Yeah, it was all very internal, and the animation was incredible. Miyazaki's was so good at animating things, man. I just love it.
I just can't quite make sense of what was going on. Especially, it felt very Stanley Kubrick at points.
Oh,
yeah. What is going on here?
I will admit that there was a little bit slow in some parts, and I think that was just him trying to build things up, Miyazaki. But like the story, you gotta try to keep up. It's a little bit out there.
It is. It's very out there. And this was a semi-autobiographical thing for Miyazaki. And this was something that he worked on this movie for his grandkids, basically, to leave them something.
Nice.
Because like a decade ago when he made The Wind Rises, which was about an engineer, a famous aviation aerospace engineer who designed planes that ended up being used for World War II for the Japanese military. He planned to retire. He was going to retire right after making that movie and be like, I'm done. No, a guy like Miyazaki who spent decades working 18 hours a day doing animation work is not just going to stop. I mean, it did mess up. Like his son is also a director. He directed that Earthsea. They did an adaptation of Ursula K. Le Guin's Earthsea.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was terrible. Like Miyazaki literally walked out of the theater.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
he walked out.
He walked out of the theater and had to smoke. He didn't even watch it. That was his son's movie. Because the kid stabs his father. The kid stabs his father, and Miyazaki kind of took that as a resentment from his son. Yeah,
was it though?
That's how Miyazaki interpreted that. That's why he ran out of the theater.
Because that's how he sees his art. It's like a reflection of his life in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So that's kind of how this was. So, okay. But yeah, definitely I want to do that too. So yeah, definitely go see Boy and the Heron. I mean, it's still in the theaters. I don't know how much longer in the US. So it's worth it. It was my first Miyazaki in the theater. And I'm not as big. I have only really seen Miyazaki films by Ghibli. I haven't seen only Takahata film I've seen was Grave of the Fireflies. And I was curious how similar this movie would be to Grave of the Fireflies because they both cover the napalm attack against Japan.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. But that was heavier. That was way heavier. And that's not something to go into, with a dry eye. So anything else you got on your plate that you want to share?
No, just definitely subscribe to this guy for sure. I don't think I have anything else. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Subscribe.
Oh yeah. Go see Godzilla. That one actually will be taken out of theaters soon. Not like soon, but soon.
Because I know they were supposed to take it out on Thursday, but they extended it. So
yeah, they took it out. They're going to extend it and try to keep it throughout December, but I don't expect it to run long.
So everybody, make a note of it. Go see Godzilla -1 before next week or before Thursday next week. Go see it. It's something to see in the theaters. I would compare it to seeing the first Jurassic Park. That's how I felt when I saw, especially the beginning of the movie. You'll know what I mean. So there you go.
Very good.
So, So for me, so tomorrow I'm gonna do I'm probably gonna do a Boy in the Heron video. I still have to do my Super Mario RPG remake review. So I got that to do. I have a whole bunch of other retrospectives and reviews that I promised to do months ago that I haven't done. So I have to do those. Tomorrow is my Wheel of Time book club. We're going to be covering parts of the Shadow Rising, especially all the parent chapters. So I'm sure, Dreadroberts, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've read all 14 of the Wheel of Time books. You've seen the show, and you hate the show on Amazon. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about.
I do hate the show. I've read half the books, and the show is just preposterous.
Oh, you read half the. So you read half of the. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't, and not in any particular order. I've skipped a couple, and then I would read a couple, and then I skipped a couple more.
Really?
Yeah, I actually have catching up to do.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I'm only on book 4 out of 14, and book 4 is like this thick. So we're gonna be covering that tomorrow night, 7:00. So probably be me, Alex, Nathan, Man Manethrin, and Prophet the Dragon. I'll see if ask if Aldan wants to join us. So it'll be us talking about it. And so yeah, right now I'm at chapter 47. A certain character gets deposed from her position, and that's where I'm at right now. So I have some reading to do right after this, and then Tuesday, Christmas holiday Nerdporeal holiday classic or holiday chat is gonna resume, but this time me and Pops are gonna be talking about Charlie Brown Christmas on Tuesday at like 6:30 Central.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's gonna be a good one. And then I think the only other one I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one for I'm gonna do one with Mags. We're gonna be talking about White Christmas. I've never seen White Christmas with Bing Crosby.
Has she seen it?
Yes. So she is way more well versed in the classics than I am. So me and her did Miracle on 34th Street last year. Definitely check out that stream that we did. Wow. So that's I think that's pretty much it for the Christmas specials. I'm only gonna do a few more, and that's it. So wow. Sir, you managed to be on the list, on the good list.
Yes,
to be part of this.
Love to be on the nice list. Love it.
So once again, so if you're watching and you're interested in doing Nerdporeal, just DM me and we can talk about it if you're comfortable being on the studio and everything. And just everybody stay Nerdporeal and have a great night.
All right, later.